Good morning, everyone. Hello, good morning. How are you? Welcome to Ithaca Morning Movement. Today's Thursday, May 7th, and we are going to put together everything we've done so far. So far, week by week, we have gone through the lung, large intestine channel, all the way through all the different organs and channels of Chinese medicine, ending last week with the gallbladder and the liver. And so now, and each week we've covered an Jin Jing movement for each organ after discussing where the channels are. My hope is that as we have done the channel massage and exploring where those channels go, that becomes informative as you're doing the movement yourself. You can see and feel how the movement expands and contracts the channel and is a way of communicating with the internal organs themselves. Okay, so I think that back during heart and small intestine week, the video got cut off. So, just checking something. We've had some connection errors here and there. So what I'm going to do is just go through the heart and small intestine movements. We did a lot of massage and work along those channels, but those were cut off, so you probably haven't seen them, and I didn't redo the video because life. So, all right, so what the heart and the small intestine organs are, they are in the fire element, right? They're the first pair of organs in the fire element, and then the pericardium and triple heater are the second pair of our organs. Only the fire element has those two pairs. So when we do the heart movement, there are two times where we use this. One is with the triple heater and the other is with the heart. And what we do is we pivot to the left, bring our arms up. So you can sort of think of that as movements. 1, 2, arms come up, 3, 4, and then reach. This movement is called pulling the bull's tail. So imagine that you've got a really, really big bull, and here's its tail, and you reach and you're pulling it down across you like this, okay? So you reach up and pull back down. And your feet, you can kind of rock up on the toe of your back foot, and as you rock onto the heel of your back foot, the toe of the front foot can come up. It's gonna look like this. So you reach up, pull down across you, reach up, pull down across. Okay. Now, it's very sunny this morning here, which is lovely. So when we do the heart movement, we're going to go through each of the movements 9 times. You get to 9, and then rest in the middle. And do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and so then the movement, we're going over here. And we'll go like this. Here, open, come down. So that's the heart movement. One thing I should say is that the entry for it, I skipped. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you're gonna have your hand, one hand face the wall, one hand face the floor, almost like you're a mime. And you're saying, this is the wall of the box, this is the floor of the box. And that's where you're gonna do 3 moderate fire breaths. This is the sort of opening pose. And then we'll go into the actual movements. Sorry, didn't explain that at first. And then we would go here, 1, 2, 3, 4, pull back and do the mime. This is the wall, this is the floor, hold, 3 breaths, and then we'll do the movements, okay? So that's the heart movement. Keeping in mind that the heart 8 is where your pinky touches your hand. So as you're doing this and you're pulling, you can actually really feel your pinky pushing into heart 8. And so that activates heart 8. And then when you're on the floor, the corollary point of heart 8 is kidney 1. So you're moving your feet on the floor and you're making contact with that point on the floor, the bottom of your foot contacting the floor, making contact with your pinky on heart 8. And so you're actually activating these points as you do the movement. And what we're doing with, of course, the heart channel, which goes along here, is that we're stretching it, contracting it. And each of these movements have like a resistance, right? If you imagine pulling a bull's tail, you've got to be really, really strong. So you're having a resisted contraction as you move your arms back. And so that generates heat in your body, especially when you combine it with the reverse abdominal breathing, what we call strong fire breathing. The small intestine movement will be following that. And this one is, we would be starting from here, you open up, and you're going to bring your hands up. It's called pushing the mountain. And you push, remember small intestine also starts on the pinky, extends all the way up the arm to the shoulder blade. So be breathing in, push, and then you do a surprising thing and you clap. And bring your hands up over your head. Again, what are you doing? You're stretching out the extent of the small intestine channel, right? So you stretched it this way, and now you're stretching it this way. And then you bring your arms down. So this is pushing. Here is the mountain, okay? And again, when we think about pushing the mountain, you're pushing against a resisting force. And so for the first 5 breaths, you push with about 30% of your effort. So this would be like a molehill. And then for the breaths 6, 7, 8, you're pushing with 50% of your force. So that's like, a foothill. And then the last breath, 90%, 80% of your effort. That's really pushing the mountain. So 5 breaths, 30%, 3 breaths, 50%, 1 breath, 90%, and it looks like this. Bring up your force. Push, extend the small intestine channel. Clap. Here's your mountain. Extend the small intestine channel through the shoulders and the shoulder blades. And exhale down. Okay? So I just wanted to walk through those poses real quick because I don't remember exactly where the heart and small intestine movements got lopped off by my internet signal. So apologies for that. Thank you for hanging with me for the first few. Anything? So today, this is going to be a little bit more of like instruction to stitch them all together, a little bit more talking, and maybe a sort of not as like just quiet practice of them. It's really going to be feeling how do they all go together. And then next week, what I think I'll do is just do the practice without as much talking. And then what I'm thinking about, and feel free to email me or text or whatever, how you think about this. I'm thinking I might shift into a couple of acupressure, like guided self-acupressure. If we're doing morning movement here with Qigong, I'm thinking I might offer a couple of daily downtime kind of self-acupressure visits. I think it's interesting how what started out to be a very quiet and kind of pause moment originally in our COVID shutdowns, I'm hearing a lot of people saying life is very full again. Life feels very busy. There's a lot of things I have to show up for. And that may not be the case for you. I'm hearing that it is the case for some people. And downtime is still important. So I know for me, sometimes I need a little break during the day. So that's what those guided self-acupressure sessions would be for. Okay. All right, well, let's get started. So to get started, we are going to be in a neutral position with our hands resting just at ease at our sides. And feet are about hip width on the floor. Check and make contact with the surfaces of your feet, the ball of your feet, the outside of your feet, the heel, toes. Drop your tailbone. Bend your knees slightly. And stretch your head up, right? Straightening, elongating your spine. You can touch your tongue just behind your top teeth. Let your lips curl into a smile, gentle. It relaxes your face, it relaxes your eyebrows, relaxes your forehead. Raise your shoulders up. And again. Now open all the pores of your skin, breathing through your skin. And listen. Listen to a sound that is coming from far away. Now we're going to move the body by shaking. Just let your arms dangle like ropes. Let your head flop. You might make a noise. And just have fun with it, right? You know how kids will pick an activity and sometimes just do it repetitively, like maybe they'll shake their heads or they'll flop their hands. Imagine that you're a kid, just being goofy. All right, now shake your hands down to the back. Six directions to the front. To the sides. Up to the heavens. And take it back down to the earth. And stop. Rebend your knees. And regulate your breath. And feel. All right, now bring your feet together. I'm going to do the opening movement. In previous sessions, I've talked through these 6 movements, kind of like through the earth, water cycle, and the sun cycle. So the first thing we're going to do is bring our arms up with an inhale, like water spreading out through the ground. Now rotate your palms up. Inhale up. Rising sun, hands clasped, exhale down. Inhale and imagine that light rotating inside you for 3 medium fire breaths. Inhale, steam evaporates up from that heat. Exhale, water condenses down, pooling and gathering and storing here in your lower abdomen. Three breaths. Lift up your left foot, and step it out, hands at your side. You're going to bring up your hands, imagining that there's a ball. Elbows are slightly dropped, wrists are loose. So you're holding like a chi ball in front of your chest. This is the lung pose. We're going to inhale, bring our thumbs towards our chest, and then exhale, pushing the wrists out. So hold here for 3 breaths. Moderate fire. And now strong fire for 9 repetitions. 30%. Three, 4, 5. You're bending your knees slightly as you go. Now we go up to 50% of strength. 6, 7, 8. Now up to 80% of your effort for the last one. And now stand up and just rest your hands and feel. The lungs, we connect with whatever grief may be inside of us, sorrow or loss. We also welcome in to us kindness. Hands go up and cycle back through, resting at the low abdomen. Now bring the left foot out, arms at the side. We're going to bring the hands up. This is movement for the large intestine channel, which starts at the index finger, running up the lateral side of the arm to the face. So as you stand here, make a strong connection from your left hand to your right hand, as though you were a metal beam. Moderate fire for 3 breaths. Strengthen that connection. Now, with an inhale, rise up onto your toes. When you breathe out strong fire, stretch your fingertip. 1. Inhale up on your toes. Stretch from the base of your fingers. 2. Inhale. Stretch from your wrists. 3. Inhale up. Stretch from your elbows. 4. Inhale up. Stretch from your shoulder joint. 5. Inhale up. Stretch from your shoulder blades. 6. Inhale up. Stretch from your spine. 7. Inhale up. Stretch your whole arms. 8. Inhale up. Last one. Stretch all the way to the horizon. And now rest for 3 breaths. Do you feel any tingling in your hands or in your finger? Bring your hands to your heart and feel, check in with your body. Large intestine, as the intestines, which are hollow tubes, sometimes become stuck, feeling stagnant. See if there's feeling of anything stagnant in your body, not just in your intestines. See if you can welcome in, as we breathe up and down, a feeling of relief, letting go. Now left foot up, step out, hands at the sides. We're going to do the movement called pushing the sky. We're going to bring our hands up. This is the stomach channel. It goes all the way down the front of the body. Rotate the hands up. And have your palms facing upward, your thumbs facing forward. Imagine that there's a very heavy ball in your hands, right? That the sky has its weight resting on your hands. In China, they say women hold up half the sky. So here I am holding up my half. Okay? So hold up the sky. Remember, the stomach channel starts here under the eye, goes down over the whole front of the body, down the front of the thigh on the lateral side, and down to the second toe, just down the line of the shin. If you've ever had shin splints, they feel like they're on the stomach channel, down to the second toe. So in this moment, when you're holding this pose for 3 moderate fire breaths, it's a good time to imagine in your mind what that channel is, right? It's the front racing stripes. Connect with your eyes, your face. The strength to face a situation in energetic terms, happens so much in the stomach channel. Anytime we're rounded and concave, it collapses the stomach channel. So we are going to collapse and expand that channel. We're going to bend our knees, bend your elbows. Imagine you are pushing up that sky with your exhale. That's 1, 30%. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 50%. 8. Last one, 80%. And relax your arms.
Here's this toy, right? So here's a toy.
Return your breathing. Hands at the chest. Stomach, when it's unsatisfied, when it's unsettled, may feel irritable. Sense any irritability in you, acknowledge it. Hello. See if you can also welcome in and acknowledge a feeling of satisfaction. I do have what I need. I have conditions that allow me to feel happy. I'm going to close the door. Cats. All right, so here we are. Now we're going to move into spleen. Lift leg up and out. And this is one of the first poses where we do the cycling, right? Circling to start. So that's where we pass our left hand through the sleeve, right hand passes the plate, and hands come up here. Left hand is resting up, getting ready to push up. Right hand is resting at your low back. 3 moderate fire breaths. See if you can imagine light, energy, electricity, whatever you want to imagine. Something passing from your hand, through your head, through your spine, down to your lower hand. Those hands, beyond just being on your body, have a string of connection. Okay? Imagine almost like a spring, a coil, which is your spine, that is connecting them. One more moderate fire breath. We're going to contract. We're doing this 9 times each side. So 1, 2, spleen channel starts at the toe, goes up the inside of your leg. 3, ends up here at the ribs. 4, so you are stretching spleen 21 as your left leg or your left arm goes up. 5, now we're going to move up to 50% strength. 6, 7, 8. Last one, 80%. 9. Rest your arms. Your spleen is actually located here on the left side, sort of under your ribs. You can imagine some golden light there. Now raise your hands, touch above your head, arms come down. And we'll switch sides. Right arm comes around, left hand passes through, right hand waves up to the head, connect them through the spring. 3 moderate fire breaths. Now 9 movements, 30%. 1. Connect with your big toe. 3, 4, 5, 30%. Pushing like your spine is a spring. Contract and elongate. 7, 8. Separating heaven and earth. Right? Last one. Rest your hand. Rest your legs. Feel. Hands at the heart. The spleen, when it's uncertain, right, when it's unstable, can be riddled by worry. So check and see if there's any worry, rumination, or overthinking that's eating away at you. And we're going to welcome in confidence, acknowledging confidence is also within us. Confidence emanating from the spleen. Left foot up, hands at the sides. We've just done the first 4, right? The lung, the large intestine, stomach, and spleen act sort of as they're a third of the organs, but they're a sort of square dance set, right? So we have 3 square dance groups. That's a little nod to my grandparents. Lung, large intestine, stomach, spleen are on the yang, ming, and tai yin organs. Now we're shifting into the next square dance set, which is the water and fire elements. So go into heart, small intestine, bladder, kidney. Okay, so those are the next 4. They make up a team. So we just talked about the heart. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab the tail, pull it across. 5, 6. And then here I am pushing forward with my hand, down with my right hand. This is where we breathe for 3 moderate fire breaths. Now reach up, grab, bull's tail, pull. 1. Baby bull, right? 30% of your effort. 4, 5. Now 50% of your effort. Mama bull. Which would not be a bull. That'd be a cow. 8, And daddy bull, last one. Big pull across. And then we're going to end up back here for 3 breaths. See if you can feel where your pinky has been pressing. That is heart 8. Activate the channel. Now pivot forward, hands down, slight step in. To the other side. Reach, grasp, pull across, and hold. 3 moderate fire breaths. We'll reach 1. It says grasping the bull's tail. That's a great image. I sometimes like to imagine that I'm reaching for the sun on the horizon and pulling it into me, right? 4. Pulling it right here to lower dantian. 5. 6, 50%. Last one, 80%. Three breaths. Turn to the center, step your leg together, hands to your heart. The heart is unsettled by frenzy. It's unsettled by too much chaos. See if you find any frenzy in your heart and welcome in joy instead. Joy does not have to be frenetic. We'll move to pushing the mountain. Remember, we're small intestine channel through the shoulder. So we bring our hands. And this doesn't have, it doesn't have other kinds of breathing so much, just the moderate or the strong fire breathing as you do it. Two. Bend your knees as you push, clap, stand up straight. 3, push, clap, inhale, hands come to the side. 4, push, clap, stand up straight, inhale, hands down. 5, clap. Now bigger hill, 50%. 6, 7, 8. Last one, 80%. After you've pushed, just release. And rest. 3 breaths. The small intestine is the organ of clarity, separating the pure from the impure, turbid from the clear. Check and see if there's any uncertainty lurking in there. And like you are a clear filter, just clarifying filter, take those impurities, those uncertainties, and welcome in clarity. Left leg out, Hands to the side. Now we're moving to bladder, drawing the sword. Left hand comes around. Right hand comes through. We stopped here at spleen. We're dropping farther back for bladder. Imagine that you have a scabbard for a sword that is not on the side, but on the back, or maybe like you are drawing a bow from a quiver. Bladder is about progress. As you bend and extend, strong fire, 30%, 5 times. 3, 4. Bladder channel goes all the way down the back body, starting at the eye and over the head. 5. Now 50%. You're contracting it, elongating it through your legs. 7. Connect with your pinky toe. 8. Now 80%. Last one. And then rest your hands. 3 breaths. Touch your hands together. Bring them down. Right hand out. Left hand passes through. Cycle around and down. Left hand at the base. Right hand up the base of the neck. See if you can feel a connection again between your hands, connecting to your back, into the spine. Feel them connected. 3 moderate fire breaths. Looking ahead, bend, moderate fire breath, or strong fire. 30%. 2, 3, 4, 5. We move up to 50%. 7, 8, up to 80%. Last one. Rest your hands. Remember to turn that off. Hands at the chest. Remember, bladder wants unimpeded progress, right? Smooth flow. Check and see if there's any jealousy holding you back. Release that jealousy. See your way through progress. Now we move to kidney. Dynamic horse pose. So this is where we move the legs wider apart. You're going to be bending and squatting. Do a squat as deep as you feel comfortable. Okay. At the end of this, we're going to end up on our knees on the floor, but you can also take a seat on a chair, however it feels comfortable. Okay. Just so you feel grounded, close to the earth, in a resting position. So we're going to do 3 cycles of moving our hands through water-like waves. Right, so hands up, cycle the water. Rising up, coming down. Just normal breathing. 3 bigger. Exhale down, inhale up. 2, 3, big. 1, 2, 3. And come all the way down. Be on the floor, feeling contact with the floor. And now instead of just moving the water, we are going to be at the bottom of the water. Imagine yourself beneath the waves on the surface and floating down, down, down to the bottom of the seabed. You are the rock watching the currents move the fish and the seaweed while you are stable and grounded and solid. Feel a strong connection to your low back. Breathing into your low back, where those kidneys are. Rise up. Kidneys are connected with our will, so having a strong sense of solidity in your body also confers strength to willpower. Check and see if there's any fear. Acknowledge your fear and welcome in caution, its wise counterpart. Now we're moving into the last square dance set. This is our pericardium, triple heater, gallbladder, liver. This will be our last 4 before we wrap up. So we are going to again start over here on the side. Bring your arm around, right hand through. Flamenco arms up and around. Bring your left hand around your ear. So it's like that. This is just natural breathing. Do feel a connection between your hands, reaching energy through your head, through your spine, down to your lower hand. Now you're going to pull your hand gently and we're going to turn the head. It's called twisting the spine. Imagine that you're wringing out a wet towel and that the chi is what's being wrung, and the chi is going to move into the head, into the low back, leaving the cavity of the chest, just like wringing out your worries, wringing out the matters that are weighing on your heart. And as you unring them, it creates tightness and then it creates space. So as you unring it, it's like you can imagine just the space opening up and then clear energy from the universe filling in that void that we're creating in the heart. So we'll do 9 times. 1. Twist, inhale. 2. 3, untwist. Twist, inhale. Release, void welcomes in chi from the universe. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Relax your hand. Pericardium channel runs through the middle of our inner arm to our middle finger. See if you feel any currents of energy coursing through the middle finger. Touch hands above your head, bring them down, arm to the side, left arm passes through, flamenco arms up, around. Feel the connection between the 2 arms. And turn, twist, inhale. Untwist, the void lets energy through. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, last one, 9. Relax your hands and feel. 3 breaths. Hands at your heart. Pericardium, or the heart protector, when it's feeling threatened or challenged, can bring feelings of defensiveness. Right? See if there's any defensiveness arising in you lately. And bring back the true nature of the pericardium, which is to protect. Right? Defensiveness is on defense. Right? Protection is the true nature, right? Which comes out of love, a vow to protect ourselves and those whom we love. Step out, and we're going to move to the triple heater position and posture. Pull farther back. Okay, so this one is another move where we go to the side. So we go 1, 2, pretend you're grabbing a sheet, 3, 4, bring it all around you, drape it over you, and come down. Moderate fire for 3 breaths. The triple heater, remember, is our 3 warmth burners. 1, 2, 3. So there's going to be a ball kind of filling up the lower, the middle, and then a strong ball of energy, of focus in the head as we exhale. This is crouching tiger, eye is the prey. So you move up 1, 2, breathe out, focus, and look at your prey as though you're on a tiger on a rock, looking down at what you're going to pounce on. And that prey may be whatever you personally have a strong focus towards, but you look at it with the intensity of a tiger eyeing its prey. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Right? Strong fire in. 2. Now crouch with 50% effort. And last one, 80%. And relax back. Now pivot forward, come back to your feet, stand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, cross the sheet, wrap it around you, 5, 6, down. Moderate fire for 3 breaths. And strong fire. Three. 5. 50%. Last one. Relax. Rise up, face forward. I hope you could see that okay. With that kind of breathing, we're going to just recalibrate. Bring the breath, if it's up in the chest, bring it back down here, right? Bend your knees, reconnect with vertical alignment. Triple heater is often referred to as there are so many ways that it's discussed because it's such a vague organ, but what we're going to think about here is that it is a unifying principle for our whole body. So for any part that feels fragmented and separate, let the triple heater come in and bring cohesion, sense of cohesiveness. Last two organs in the wood element, gallbladder, hands over your ears, fingers at the base of your skull, right here. We're going to be creating a drum. This is called beating the drum. So it looks like this. Okay, could you see that? I don't know. Anyway, so you're creating a drum with your fingers, but you're doing this on this point back here at the base of your skull, sort of on the side. We're going to do 3 groups of 24 drum beats. You can keep track of them with a method of breathing as you choose. So first set, bend forward, 24 beats. Rise up, regulate your breath. Remember, gallbladder starts at the temple and goes down to the 4th toe, traveling the side of the body. Bend forward. Stand up. Regulate your breath. Now bending over, last set of 24. Stand up. Regulate your breathing. Relax your hands for 3 breaths. Hands to the chest. Gallbladder is charged with decisiveness. See if there's any feelings of timidity, right? Acknowledge those, and let's welcome in courage. This is the last one, folks. Step your foot out, clasp your fingers in front of you. Hands come up as you bend forward. Look forward. Right? Do that 2 more times. Rise up. 2. 3. This is for the liver organ. So we're coursing up the liver channel through the chest, and now we turn. Liver's on the sides, so we're stretching out the sides. Look out. 1. Come up in the front. Turn. 2. Come to the center. This is dog wags its tail. 3. Or wag our tail to the other side. 1. 2. 3. to center again. 1, 2, coming up on your toes. 3, and stand up. Feel. The liver organ is connected with the eyes and vision. It's also connected with planning, the wood element, springtime. And when we have enthusiasm for our ideas, for something new, and it's blocked, sometimes there's anger. So see if there's any anger arising in you. And bring it back to its true nature, right? Which is just enthusiasm, or something got in the way. Now move through the whole 12 organ cycle, from lung to liver. We're going to close out with the closing movement, right? So we take that energy, we spread it through our body. We're going to do a clearing. Inhale, raise your hands up. And as you exhale, bring solar energy down, clearing through the upper dantian, middle dantian, lower dantian, and rest here. I am in Chi. Chi is in me. I recognize this has been a longer than usual practice. Thank you for sticking with me this whole time. This was to stitch each of the elements together, and next week when we do it, there will be less talking and reminding, and a practice that should most likely last about 40 minutes or so, okay? Thank you. I hope that you enjoy the other wonderful videos we have on Ithaca Morning Movement, and I hope you enjoy this beautiful day.